so much. One fellow was asked, we went for this, in agriculture we used to go for survey. So when we went for a survey, we went to a villager and asked him, how many children do you have? One. He said. Then I asked him, why do you do that? He said, before government officials, I should be very careful in answering the questions. We asked him, what is your name? He said, my name is Karuppan in Tamil and in English I do not know. So, it becomes very difficult for you to answer the questions immediately. There are certain questions you have to answer immediately. For the other questions, you have to think for 10 seconds. Understand the tricks in the question, the catch of the question, and you should answer it fluently. Structure the answers in your mind and then answer them. Neatly answer them. Be crisp. Don't tell stories. If they ask about some disease of a cattle, then don't say about the history. This particular disease occurred in Australia, and then from Australia it went to Africa, from Africa it went to America, from America it was brought by Columbus to India, and from that day onwards they are all polemifying about this disease. Don't say all these kinds of things. Just say what is the disease and what is the cure for it. In 1967, April 1st, you were born. So sometimes it happens. See, same type of questions will be asked to all the students in some interviews. One boy went for the interview. So he was asked the question. First question is, when did India get independence? He said 1947, August 15th. The next question is, who got us freedom? He said, many people worked for it. It would not be nice to pinpoint one person as responsible for it. Then the third question they asked is, do you think that the problem of corruption can be totally eliminated? He said, some research is going on in this topic. A clear-cut solution has not been obtained. Now he came out and said, these are all the answers I gave, and he was jubilant. Now the next boy went. So he was asked, when were you born? He said 1947, August 15th. Then they were asked, who were your parents? He said, many people were responsible. It is not advisable to point one person. They got irritated. They asked him, are you mad? Some research is going on and it is very difficult to find. So just copying the answers of somebody is not going to help you. So don't ask others what questions did they ask you. The questions are going to be different for you. Albert Einstein was asked to set up the question paper for BSc Physics. He gave a set of questions. Now, the next year he was again asked to set up the questions. He gave the same question paper. Now the professor asked him, you given the same question paper. Last year you gave the same questions. He said, the questions are same, but the answers are different this year because physics has advanced. So questions may be same, but answers may be different. So you should not try to overhear what are the questions that are being asked to the others. Same set of questions may be there. Your answers ought to be original and authentic. How you are answering, it is not only answering the questions, but the mode of answering, the way of answering, the confidence with which you are answering are very, very important. So your appearance, then your fluency, your communication skill, then your ability to deal with the stress. For example, a girl was asked, could you sing the national anthem? She said, kindly stand up for the national anthem, and then she sang it. And she got selected. Now she is the Commissioner of Income Tax in Mumbai. Her name is Geeta. One person was asked, how many buckets of water you can take from Pacific Ocean? He said, It depends on the size of the bucket. And he got good marks. So it all depends on your presence of mind. Sometimes they may ask some questions like this, and you should be. For example, one of my friends, retired IAS officer Alauddin, he was asked a question: if the magical lamp is given to you and you are given the opportunity to ask 3 questions, 3 boons, what will you ask? He said, I will ask the prosperity of my nation as the first boon. Second one is the prosperity of my state as the second boon. Third one is I should get more marks in this personality test. And he got good marks. It all depends on the personality test. Your presence of mind, then your leadership qualities, your initiative, all these things are being tested. Now, if you are interested to succeed in any type of interview, you should excel in your life skills. There are 10 life skills. You all know about the life skills, ranging from self-awareness, problem solving, decision making, critical thinking, creative thinking, interpersonal relationship, empathy, emotional intelligence, dealing with stress, effective communication. All these 10 skills will be judged by the people. Today they are not interested in the knowledge. If you want to really succeed, if you have all these 10 skills, knowledge can be updated at any point of time. You can read the recent literature and you can update. What you read today in the college may become outdated after 5 years. New disease, new medicines, new technology may come. What they told about antibiotics 20 years ago has become irrelevant today. People are saying antibiotics should not be consumed today. Now they have gone to probiotics. What they told about tuberculosis 25 years ago has become irrelevant today. If you consume medicines for 1 year, it can be cured. What they told about jaundice 50 years ago has become highly irrelevant. Today you can consume anything after taking medicines. There are a lot of supplements which can strengthen your liver. You know very well that there is something called the surgery that is being performed in the eye. And that surgery will help you to see without lens. Laser assisted surgery. And it is being done now. A lot of funds is being pumped in by countries like London because they think that the vision may improve from your original vision, and if those people are employed as pilots, they will be able to see the distant ships, distant objects, and they can easily eliminate them. LASIK surgery, laser assisted in situ keratomelusis. It is the surgery that is being done in the pupil of the eye to correct the vision. So much of change has taken place in the field of medicine. So what you study may become certainly outdated after some time. When we studied in the university, they were talking about fertilizers. Today we are going for organic farming. We feel that organic farming can be practiced on a large scale. And after the book that was written by Fukuoka on one-star revolution, organic farming and natural farming have picked up like anything. And now we talk about the production of fruits and vegetables. We say that more vegetables and fruits should be consumed instead of rice and wheat. Then only you can lead a healthy life. The concept has changed. Now rich people have started eating kambu and cholam, and poor people are eating rice. The situation was different. 40 years ago, rice was reserved for the rich. So you can update provided you can update your knowledge, provided you have the life skills, starting from self-awareness to effective communication. Therefore, my dear friends, read a lot. You should always read something or other. When Dr. Ambedkar was a student in the college, he always used to read in the library. When he was reading in the library one day, suddenly he had a headache. So he went to the canteen and ordered for a cup of tea. Tea was served to everybody who came after him. And he asked, what about my cup of tea? And they said, we will not offer cup of tea to a boy from Magar family. He came back, he started reading again, and he did not have a headache. Then he decided that he would not take tea from the canteen and he would read in the library. Know one thing? In the London Library for Museum, only 2 portraits are there. One is the portrait of Karl Marx and the other is the portrait of Dr. Ambedkar, because these 2 people only had the maximum use of that library. Read a lot. Don't go for cheap entertainments. If you see a movie, it should be a world-class movie. If you listen to music, it should be a world-class music. If you see a drama, it should be a drama of the quality of Shakespeare and play. If you indulge in an entertainment, it should be an enriching entertainment. You should not waste your time. You should get something out of it. Read a lot of books. Keep discussing with your friends to strengthen your knowledge base. Practice on communication. Talk on various subjects, record it in a CD and listen to it patiently and see whether you lack in fluency or language or vocabulary, or you have poverty of thought itself. You can correct it. You know very well that Demosthenes was one of the greatest speakers the world has ever produced. And he was stammering when he was saying. He tonsured out of his head, sat in the basement room built exclusively so that he could not come out, read books, practiced in front of mirrors. He would walk on the beach with pebbles in his mouth and shout at the pitch of his voice, so that his voice is not drowned in the sound of the waves. He would climb uphill and speak continuously so that he doesn't gasp or breathe. And when Demosthenes appeared in the court of Athens, there was nobody to defeat him. He became the greatest lawyer that Greece has ever produced. Could only be correlated with Cicero of Rome. So my dear friends, practice and have the golden rule. Practicing anything for 10,000 hours continuously will make you a master in that field. With these few words, I wish to convey all the best to all of you, and I expect that you will all have a shining career and you will come out with flying colors in your life. All the best. Thank you. Stress is inevitable when you face an unforeseen contingency. When you face a situation, a new situation, naturally you will have stress. One best thing to overcome this is to do creative visualization. Every day you do some exercises by which you reach a stress-free situation. There is something called the Jacobian stress-free technique. That exercise you do for 20 minutes, your body will become stress-free. At that time, your subconscious mind gets activated. And at that time, do a creative visualization that you enter into the interview board. All kinds of questions are asked you, and you are answering them coherently and fluently without fear. And you are able to tackle the questions well, and you come out with beaming smile on your face after the interview is over. If you do this creative visualization continuously for a period of 21 days, you will definitely succeed in the interview without any stress. The second technique is to discuss the issues with your friends. In English, so that you become fluent in all the answers. The third thing is attend some mock interviews conducted by some forums and see the potential that you actually have and how it can be harnessed. You can also understand the weaknesses that you have and they can be eliminated. Okay?
Greetings. On behalf of the PGs and PhDs of Madras Veterinary College, we are very thankful to you for giving us so much concepts on interview, how to attend interview, how to manage stress, and also about how to see a film or song, how we have to improve ourselves both in our personal life and also in our career life. Thank you.
All the best. Okay.